Good morning, Ebenezer family and friends. Today's promise is this: I have chosen the weak things of this world to confound the strong. And it's based on a verse we find in 1 Corinthians chapter 1. Verse 27 says this: But God chose the foolish things of the world that he might put to shame those who are wise. God chose the weak things of the world that he might put to shame the things that are strong. I don't know how you feel about today's promise, but when I read this verse, it puts a smile on my face. The thought that God has chosen the weak things of the world is good news for me, and probably for you too. Now, if we were to pull back and look at the broader context of this verse, we'd read that God not only chose the weak things to confound the strong, but he has chosen the poor to confuse the rich, and the foolish things of the world to shame the wise. So, what are the foolish, weak, and poor things that God chooses? Well, let me name just a few. First of all, the cross. Think about it. The centerpiece of Christianity was a symbol of shame to the rest of the world. It was a place where criminals would be publicly executed. And now, it's the image of hope and forgiveness. Or how about the Word? It's not man's wisdom or reasoning skills that leads people to God. Rather, it's the reading and the proclamation of God's Word that convicts mankind of their sin and opens their heart to believe and accept the truth about Jesus. Third, our brokenness. We try to hide our brokenness in society, but it's our brokenness that helps us recognize our need for a helper and a rescuer. And it's our brokenness that reminds us of our need for God's mercy and grace. Fourth, he uses us, people, inadequate and incomplete as we are. And it's not just that he uses the foolish, weak, and poor things of this world. He chooses them. And why is that? Well, when he uses the foolish, weak, and poor things of this world, he gets the glory, and not those things or not those people. When he chooses the weak and foolish, it forces us to rely on him and his power rather than our own strength. And third, when he chooses the weak and foolish, it displays God's power. Paul says in 2 Corinthians 12, he says, "My power is made perfect in weakness." So the next time you look into a mirror and see someone who is foolish, weak, and poor staring back at you, just remember you're exactly the type of person that God likes to choose to accomplish his purposes. 1 Corinthians 1:27, "But God chose the foolish things of this world that he might put to shame those who are wise. God chose the weak things of this world that he might put to shame the things that are strong." May God remind you of this promise today and every day of your life. God bless.